Well, just a quick update today. It's Tuesday, and I'm in the Pyrenees at long last with the mountains. Unfortunately, as is always the case, the sky is looking quite angry. But no matter, here for a couple of days, and I've booked myself some more stuff. I thought I'd kind of hang around the Mediterranean a little bit, so I'm going into Spain, not tomorrow, the day after. And I've got some accommodation for one night, which I booked quite a while ago. I've just booked another 3 nights because I've got time on my hands before I start heading across Spain to Portugal on a farm stroke vineyard, which looks quite interesting. So I'm going there. So that's me updated for today, really. The bike is needing a wash tomorrow. It's well dirty, so it's in its usual place when it comes here. It's nicely tucked away behind me in the garage. It really is a little slice of heaven here. I mean, just look at it. It's just beautiful, isn't it? There was some deer just up in the garden here behind, just like over there a minute ago. There were deer actually just eating the short grass that frequent the garden on a regular, well, I think daily basis. So yeah, it is a slice of heaven. So that's where I am today. A place called Patou. The name of the house is Patou, and it's at a place called Montferrier, which is just outside of Lavelanet, which is just, sort of start of the Pyrenees in the department of Ariège. And yeah, it's gorgeous. Okay. Well, good morning. From a sunny but very cold Pyrenees this morning. It is very cold. But I've just come through the tunnel to Pumoil. So I've gone underneath the Pyrenees as opposed to over the top of them. I'll put a picture on here in a minute. There's a bit of snow in the background on the mountains. You can just about see that, I think. A lot of bikes around here today. A lot of motorbikes now picking up as they come into the Pyrenees. Yeah, a lot of bikes. So yeah, a little bit of video, and not long now before I get into Spain. So another 300k today from France, the Pyrenees, the kind of like the northern side near Foix. Through the Pyrenees, through 2 tunnels, not over the top. Been over the top loads of times, so came through them. So the Tunnel de Pumoil, and on the Spanish side the Tunnel de Cadí. And now arrived kind of like in the foothills of, well, it's not the Pyrenees, I'm not exactly sure exactly where it is. It's kind of like south of Barcelona, west of Tarragona, and I'm in a very rural place. Very rural. The description on Airbnb isn't quite what I thought, but I really like it. Probably this is one of the nicest places I've stayed, because it is so rural. It's rustically rural. I mean, the pool, there's a pool, but on the photographs it shows this beautiful blue, crystal clear pool, but I just looked at it and it's actually green, and you wouldn't want to be going in there, I don't think. But the hospitality and the apartment, cottage, call it what you will, is perfect. And I arrived early, and my sat-nav was taking me probably another 3k down the road, off the main road, for me to then turn up and look for this place, which I thought actually when I looked on Google Maps was a kind of bit difficult to spot, because it actually showed me in a big farm, but I'm not in a big farm. Unfortunately, I stopped on the side of the road waiting on a response from the owner of this property, because that message saying, hey, I'm in the area early, I need to take a pop in sooner rather than later. And I was just sort of sitting there on my bike waiting for a response, and this van pickup kind of like little thing turned up, and the guy shouted out the window, hey Tony, follow me. I'm like, this is great. And literally I was, I don't know, 800 yards from the property. So that was fantastic, and the guy's absolutely, he's awesome. He's called Joseph. He's such a lovely guy, speaks English perfectly. And it's dry. I mean, it's a good job it's dry, because it's just mud. The ground is just clay, it's clay. And if it was wet, whoa, it would not be great. So for the summer, it's perfect here, absolutely perfect. So I'm well pleased with it. I'm very happy with it. It's a new location for me, and I'm delighted with it. So I haven't done many videos. I don't know why. I came down through France and I just kind of like feel so familiar with everywhere that I was kind of looking and searching for something new to show you all, but I didn't really see anything, which is wrong of me, because I know you guys would love to have seen it. Although the weather was just atrocious, as you know. It was just the pits. I mean, that was just probably the worst weather I've ever experienced in my life in France on a motorcycle. Well, it was. And it's made me think about things. And 71. And yeah, I'm not going to do another trip. And I've said this before, I know, I said it before. But I'm not going to do another bike trip. I'm done. I've been like everywhere that I want to go. I mean, I could go to Italy. I've been to Italy, you know. I've done the Alps. I've been to Italy, been to Slovenia, been to Holland, been to Belgium. I've done nearly all of Portugal, not on bikes, but I've done them all. You know, I mean, I've been and done them all. So I kind of like know everywhere. Yeah, I'm sure there's places I've not been to. But generally speaking, I've been most places. And at my age now on a bike, it's getting hard. It's hard. I'm going to openly admit it's hard. Sitting on a bike for the hours that I've been sitting on is hard. And in actual fact, I was in the mountains today, the Pyrenees Mountains. Last year I did the Alps and the Pyrenees, and I loved it. And I found it hard today. I found it you know, challenging. So this is without doubt my last motorcycle adventure. And as hard as it may sound to a lot of people to accept, it's probably me and motorcycles done. I knew there was going to come a point when I would give up riding. But I think this is kind of like made me realise that I'm too bloody old for this. You know, I've moved from camping to Airbnb. I love Airbnb. But then you're riding a bike in weather that's not fantastic, or weather like I've had previous years where it's super, super hot. I mean, so you've got both ends of the spectrum, you know. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's wet. So sometimes it's wet, sometimes it's very hot. It's kind of like no in between. And I just feel that until you've been out here and experienced it, and I know there's a lot of you going to be looking at me, looking at this and going, what is he saying? Don't be so bloody, you know, miserable. Don't. You complain when it's hot, you complain when it's wet. I think the problem with it is in Europe, well, not even Europe. I mean, that's this part of Europe, France, Spain, Portugal. It's either kind of one extreme or the other. There's kind of no, like in England, it's kind of like, it's not really hot, it's not really cold, it's not really wet, it's not really dry. It's kind of like, you just put up with it. You just put up with it. We ride within our own area, and we drive within Cornwall, maybe the old bimble up to Scotland or to Wales or wherever else. But generally speaking, we're local. We go out for a day and we have a coffee and it's great. And if it's raining, we don't. But when you're traveling for a month, it's way, way different. And the geese, they're being lovely. I love it. They're kicking off out there, big style. Lovely. There's birds. Oh, you can hear it. Geese, ducks, dogs, pigs. Awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, it is awesome. But, so yeah. So I've already made up my mind that this is the last trip. I did mention it in a video right at the beginning of this trip, when the weather was horrendous, and that was enough to make anybody go, that's the last trip. But now the weather's okay. But I'm still convinced that this is not only the last trip, but this is also the last bike trip for me. I'm not doing any more bike trips. And in fact, to the disappointment of some people I know and really, really love to be with back in the UK, I won't be biking much longer. My biking days are coming to a close, and the fact that I've managed to get away with it so far without an accident, anything serious happening, is more luck than anything else, because there have been many close calls, mainly in the UK, but some over in Europe as well. You're so vulnerable on a bike. You've got your wits about you, and I find that tiring now at my age. You drive a car, you get your wits about you in your car, but it's different. It's totally different. Anybody that's not ridden a bike has no concept of what it's like, and they look at videos and go, oh yeah, but there's no concept. Riding a bike is completely different to anything else you can experience as far as travelling is concerned. And I just feel that at my age now, I've got away with it all, and I've loved every minute of it. And the beginning of this trip not great, but it's getting better, and I'm sure that the next few weeks. So I've still got about 3 weeks left. I mean, it's early days, isn't it? Not kind of like even cracked the egg yet, Got a whole whack of stuff to see yet. I'm back to Portugal, and I haven't been to Portugal for, well, I've been to Portugal. Not northern Portugal, but I've been to Portugal. I know Portugal pretty well. So yeah. So when I get back home, the bike is definitely on the market for sale, and that's not because it's a Triumph, and it's not because I miss the Indian. If you gave me a brand spanking new Indian tomorrow, I'd probably sell it straight away and get the money. I just feel that my biking days are done. So yeah. And look. Blue sky. It's blue sky. It's a reflection in the window, but I can assure you that it's blue sky. So tomorrow I travel not so very far, and in fact I'm going to go down to the Mediterranean coast and have a little bimble around the coast, because I love it. I do love the Mediterranean. I can't come all this distance without going to the Med. It's not possible. The Atlantic is colder, The beaches are completely different, completely different. And the Mediterranean coast around here is probably not the best, but the Mediterranean is lovely. I love the sea. The coast is not so great because it's very, very populated. And I will be going at the weekend, so it'll be super populated with people coming out of Barcelona and Tarragona. So it's going to be busy, but I still want to go and look at it. And where I'm staying for the next few days is, it looks okay. It's in a vineyard. But they do things like balloon rides and stuff. And I mean, if I could get a balloon ride, I would be happy with that. I'd love to, but maybe not because it's blowing ooly at the moment. Well, it's not blowing ooly, but I don't think it's balloon weather. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. When I arrive, I'll update you. I can't send this because I don't have Wi-Fi. That's how rustic this place is, but I love it all the same. It is absolutely awesome. I love it. It's great. It's a farm. It's not, well, it was a farm, I think. Yeah. Okay. More again soon, hopefully. Yeah. With more good weather. Olive trees. Well, it doesn't get any better, does it? Yeah. I could live here. Yeah, I could live here. Now we're going to get a change of government. Maybe I should move here. Having said that, of course, the controversy over the government is we're just changing blue from red. I don't see much difference between any of them. They're all a bunch of lying bastards. I don't give a crap what you think or who you think is going to be better. We've been spun lies for so long now, and we're about to be spun a whole whack more. Hang in there. Live for the day. I'll catch you very soon. Take care for now. Yeah, stay safe. Well, I made it to the Mediterranean coast. Yeah, just find some sunshine really. And I found it, although it keeps having heavy bursts of rain. I'm at a place called Sitges. It's kind of south of Barcelona, north of Tarragona. Yeah, big holiday place. Big holiday place. Big apartments, big, well, you name it, big everything really. It's like, you know, the works, palm trees, you name it, they got it here. There are people swimming? No people swimming. No, it's very, very kind of empty as well, because very few people here. Probably the season hasn't really started yet. But yeah, it was the most amazing road coming out of Barcelona. It was a coast road, and yeah, it was incredible, absolutely incredible. Well, the Scousers here. Yeah, a lot of Scousers. It's obviously a big holiday place. Yeah, so that's it. Sitges or Stigjes, or I don't know how you pronounce it. But that's where I am. I won't be swimming in the sea. I did come to the Med for a swim, but I don't think I'll be going in. It's not that warm. You know, it's not as warm as it normally is when I come down here. In fact, it's quite chilly and very windy. So yeah, that's where I am. Well, I'm en route now to the next place, and I've just stopped for a plate to eat sandwich, which looks rather nice, and coffee. Yeah, so get tucked into that a minute before I carry on to the next destination, the next Airbnb, which I've got for the weekend. So we'll see how that one is. Hopefully that's a little less rustic than last night's, which was, to say the very least, very rustic. It was alright. It was okay. Well, it's got to be done, isn't it? I mean, you come to a place like this, you just can't not go in it. So here I am. This is the first dip I've had. Oh no, it's not. I had a dip in that other pool, didn't I, in the Dordogne? But this is a proper one. This is lovely. This is a saltwater pool. It's right in front of my little house. Look, my little house is back there. And at the moment, the family share this, but today I have it to myself. So I'm just going to have a little dunk, a little swim. I'm right amongst the trees and the forest here. It's all pine needles. And yeah, it's a stunning location. It was an absolute bastard getting here, mind. My sat nav didn't want to put me here. It's a bodega, which means it's a vineyard, a bodega, but it's not signed anywhere, and there's no signs to it at all. And I left the main road. Well, it wasn't a main road. It was narrower than the Cornish lanes, and very twisty through the trees and through the hills. And then it just dropped onto a dirt track with big ruts, and I was like, oh, I'm going to kill my bike. You know, I was really fearful for the bike, but I continued, and I ended up here. They do wine tasting apparently, and alpacas. It has alpacas. I knew I was in the right place because out of the gloom I saw alpacas, and I was like, I must be in the right place. And yeah, I was in the right place. So I'm in Spain. I'm kind of in from the coast by probably about an hour and a half from Tarragona. And from here I'll be heading into deepest, darkest Spain on my route through to the Douro Valley in Portugal. Chloe's flying there today to Porto, and I'll be catching up with her in June. I decided to come and stay at one place for the weekend because the Spanish really do the weekends. They really do go for it. And so the roads would be manic, and I thought it'd be best to stay off them. I seem to have spent a lot of time this trip on autoroutes in France and autovias in Spain. I just don't seem to be able to avoid them. Yeah, but I did an amazing coast road today from, well, basically Barcelona to, I think you pronounce it Stiges, S-T-I-G-E-S, maybe Stige, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. But it was just 30k twist back, 30k twist back, 30k twist backs on the coast road with the Med down below me. I arrived in Stiges, and it's a big tourist area, obviously. The whole Mediterranean coast is. This was actually frequented by loads and loads of British people. I mean, so many Brits there walking. Bizarrely, because it was quite cloudy there. In fact, it was raining at one point, and there they all were sitting. Because I pulled up by this hotel and at this outside pool, and there they all were on the sun lounges, even though it was raining and cloudy. And then they're walking through the town with typically British, not a lot of clothes on, really, kind of Benidorm style. But however. Right, it's my battery's low, so I'm just going for my swim now. I'm going to enjoy this.